Hey everyone, this is Chandler with Chan's Logic. Today I wanted to go over our funnel and what our sales pipeline looks like in our facility. So everything we do is organized around fitness for life. So we have our fitness for life member life cycle. We actually have it mapped out on a sheet as well for anybody who walks in so they can see what the steps are required to get in and see what we do. The big thing that we do is we start everyone off with a free one-on-one introductory training session or a one-on-one consultation or assessment, whatever you want to call it. It's really there to get an idea of why they're coming to see us and the reasonings behind that why. We want to understand their pain points and we want to understand who they are before we bring them into our gym to work with them. So that way we only work with the people who are a good fit for us. It's usually about 20 to 30 minutes that session takes, and at the end of it we'll talk about their pains, we'll talk about what their whys, we'll also go over their budget, get an idea of what they can afford, and whether or not it makes sense to move forward in our programs based off what they say. At the end of that, we'll tell them, hey, either let's talk about this and say we want a yes or a no. It's not going to hurt our feelings, but it's going to help us out a lot if we don't get objections like I need to talk with my significant other or I need to think about it. It's if you tell them up front that you're comfortable with a yes or a no, it makes them feel more comfortable and it makes them feel less likely to be in a sales transaction or less like they're in a sales transaction. Step 2 that we go over is our 3-session assessment. So this is the phase where we're getting an idea of what they're capable of, what they're thinking, and what we can do moving forward after this. So the cool thing about the 3-session assessment is that whether or not they continue on into our fundamentals program, they're going to be better off with having done this. And we're going to give them whiteboard speeches based off of who we are. We're going to tell them what we're about, what we do, and why we do it. We're going to really delve into the fitness for life ideas. We're here to make you fit to be able to do things outside the gym, to go and talk to your doctor and get good results, share them with us, and then we all be happy together, to go out and keep up with the kids, to go swim, run, anything you want to do outside the gym is what we're training for in here. Next thing we look at, we're going to get a baseline fitness score with these people. So we're going to do some different movements in all 3 of the sessions to establish a baseline level of fitness. Based off those fitness scores or those fitness movements that we come up with, we're going to get a fitness score, which is going to be anywhere from 0 up to about 800. And 0 means they haven't done anything, 800 means they're an all-star. And based off that score, we're going to be able to tell them how many sessions they need in fundamentals. After that, we're going to go on and we're going to do measurements. We're going to do a movement screen. We're getting an idea of how they move, what problems they have, any inhibitions they have, and then we can develop a plan of action to fix those things. Obviously, we're going to do measurements where we're going to get a baseline level established and we can reevaluate that in the future. We're going to do before pictures. We can't do an after picture yet. When we get into fundamentals, we're going to do those after pictures and later on down the road into our hybrid memberships. Next step, once we finish this, in the 3-session assessment is we're going to go over goals. So we're going to go over a goal setting worksheet together, get some goals down, establish year-long goals and then micro goals, monthly goals, every 3-month goals, stuff like that. Then we're going to go over a self-assessment. So we want them to be aware of what they're good at. We want to be aware of what they think of themselves, and then we have a good idea of what we need to do moving forward, and we can continue doing self-assessments down the road to see how much progress we have. Step 3 is our Fitness for Life Foundations program. Some people call these programs fundamentals, your on-ramp, whatever you call it. This is our step 3. So once they get done with the 3-session, we sit down with them, we tell them, based off my professional experience and what we saw in your fitness score, you need this many sessions to move forward in your fundamentals program. At this point, you've established enough rapport with them to where they're really comfortable taking your advice and they're very comfortable doing whatever you tell them to do. And so we're not telling them they need to do 1,000,000 sessions, we're telling them what they need based off their score. This isn't trying to upsell them or get more out of them, it's trying to give them exactly what they need. And that's how you maintain your credibility with this kind of stuff. It's one-on-one. Ours is always one-on-one. We find it establishes the best levels of retention down the road. It gets you the best level of engagement with the future athlete. And it gives you a really good position to be in for when they transition to group classes. You're going to have a lot stronger of a connection with them. Generally, our number of sessions that we get out of the fitness score are going to be between 10 and 20. So that's something to be aware of. We're going to go over our fitness, obviously, in fundamentals. We're going to learn every movement we do in the gym. We're going to learn progressions for those movements, and we're going to develop an understanding as to how to go about moving forward from one spot to the next, from beginner to intermediate to advanced in their fitness level. They're also going to get a Rosetta Stone, which is basically just a sheet that has every movement mapped out and all their progressions mapped out for them. So when they go to their first day in class, they have that. They can look at it, they can reference it, and they're good to go with that. After that, of course, they're going to get accountability. You're going to get them to establish a habit with this. So when you make appointments with them during this whole process, it's going to be about 5 to 6 weeks, sometimes 8 weeks with you. They're going to come in every day. They're going to have an appointment to meet with you. And they're going to start to develop that habit of coming into your facility. I like to schedule their appointments at the same time as when other things are going on, other classes or other times that they might be in the gym when they transition to a full membership. So that way they get an idea of who the people are in the gym and they start making friends and they get excited about the place. Last step for us is step 4, our Stay Fit Growth and Maintenance program. So in that program, we are getting away from the idea of classes and getting into the idea of selling coaching. Coaching is the service you're selling. It's what separates us from a lot of the commodity-based fitness programs that are all over the place. So with this, you're selling personal coaching plus group coaching. We call these hybrid memberships. So they get access to the group classes, but they also get access to their coach every so often. They can choose from anywhere from 1 meeting a quarter with their coach or all the way up to 1 meeting a week. And you're going to tell them after they graduate fundamentals how many you think they actually need. And how many they need is really based off their progress in fundamentals and how everything went. Once you get done with that, you'll have an idea of what they need. You'll give them a recommendation, and you guys will come to an agreement as to exactly what they need. We're continuing to hold them accountable. Their first class, you're going to be there for them as their coach, watching, paying attention. If they ever need anything, they'll come back to that specific coach that worked with them, and they're always going to have someone to kind of go back and forth with. They're getting community and obviously results from your facility. The focus on this is long-term sustainable success. It's not focused on just getting into classes. It's not focused on entertainment. It's focused on helping people live a better life for the long run. You want to be there when they say they've never been in the shape they're in right now. You want to be there when they come back and show you their blood work from their doctor. You want to be there for every step of the way and every little thing that happens to them that makes them happy in terms of their health and fitness. You're the person that's there for their health in the long run outside the gym. So it's not trying to build their health and what's happening in the gym. It's helping them build what's outside of the gym and the overall sphere of things. This is the hybrid model like I talked about. You're attaching your group classes with your personal training membership. So with one membership, they can attend group classes or group coaching. And then when they need to, they can make an appointment to meet with their coach to get reevaluated, which is how we focus on long-term retention as well. So when they do start making those one-on-ones with their coach, you go back up here to the assessment phase, and we're going to go over things like their goals again. We're going to go over self-assessments again. We might do some movement stuff if they need help on that. We might reevaluate their fitness score, but it gives us that ability to always circle back and maintain that long-term retention by meeting with them one-on-one. The big way to think about this is it's establishing a relationship. We're in the relationship business, and by focusing on this process, you're building that relationship, building that rapport, and building that trust, which is ultimately what keeps people around. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, post them in the comments.